Cheers.
I'm out of tea.
Me too, man. Come on!
Okay. What's going on, world? This little vegan here, and welcome to the first episode of Tea with TLV. Now, in this series, I'm going to be meeting with activists from around the world and having some tea and sharing some conversations so that you can learn a little bit more about the people I'm spending time with on the Compassion Tour and myself. So I really appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel and follow me on all the social media things, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter,
All of it.
all of it. So let's get this thing started. Yeah, this is Seb Alex, dedicating his entire life to educational vegan activism. So, Seb, what's your vegan story? I'm sure the people watching want to hear your vegan story.
Perfect. So I went vegetarian around 10 years ago. Actually 12 years ago. I was 16, I went vegetarian because I used to have a cat that I loved a lot, and I felt like a hypocrite that I was loving that animal and eating others. At that time, someone showed me a video called Meat Your Meat on YouTube, and that made me go vegetarian. I just thought I'm doing enough. I thought we needed to eat other animal products, and as long as I'm not killing them, it's alright. 4 years ago, I started Googling why do we still drink cow's milk, and I realized that we don't really have to. I watched Earthlings documentary, found out about all types of exploitation, and understood the idea of speciesism. Around 15 or 20 minutes and I stopped and I went vegan, watched Karud's speech, got more motivated, and yeah, that's it. That was 4 years ago.
What I'm really interested in too, always when meeting activists, is when did you become an activist? Because you could go vegan and you might be an activist right away, but when did you realize that, hey, it's time for me to now be a voice for the animals?
I'm pretty sure it was when I first found out about the Animal Liberation Front. I watched some documentaries about it, and I realized that it's not only about non-participation, but also about being their voice and raising awareness about what's happening. So that was around 1 year after I went vegan. I found some vegans living in Barcelona doing activism, contacted them, met up, and it's been 3 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't know, Seb is the organizer for the Anonymous for the Voiceless chapter here in Barcelona. So if you're ever around, contact this guy. I know, you're a pretty big hummus fan. Seb, I would say, is a hummus connoisseur, but recently there's been a lot of back and forth on social media about people trying to say that you should have. Someone's making pancakes. Someone has been saying oh, you should get avocado hummus or chocolate hummus or blueberry hummus. I don't know, different types of hummus. But you say no.
All right.
Explain to me a little about this hummus battle.
Okay, this is how I feel about it.
Hummus, how you feel about hummus?
It's love. The thing with hummus is that hummus is sacred. The recipe is perfect. So when you start adding things to it, it's as if you're claiming it's not good enough already. So, if you want to do something else with it, by all means do it. Just don't call it hummus, you know?
But what about avocado hummus?
It's not hummus, because hummus literally means chickpeas in Arabic.
Okay.
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's the word we use for chickpeas.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah. So if you want to mix avocado or beetroot with it, do it. Enjoy it if you like it, but call it maybe avocado chickpea dip, avocado beetroot chickpea cream. You can use other words. Spread.
Avocado chickpea beetroot spread.
There you go. That's it. That's all we're asking for.
I like it. Keep hummus sacred. Now that we have this whole hummus thing cleared up, let's get back to something that I'm really interested and passionate about, because last year I quit my job. I wanted to become a full-time activist, and now I'm traveling the world. You have a similar story, and I think it's really inspiring for other people to hear that there are other people doing what I did. So explain to me a little bit about where you were, what you did, and what you're now doing.
All right. I have a master's in architecture, so I was working in an architecture and engineering company. And in the beginning of August 2017, this year, Paul and Asal came to Barcelona. They explained everything about AV, how it works, how the cube works, all the workshop. And from then, 2 days, actually 1 day later, we did the first Cube of Truth in Barcelona.
So cool.
With Paul and Asal.
I remember
it was
that.
really, really amazing. In the beginning of September, I started realizing how effective activism is.
Yeah.
And I was not so happy spending so much time in an office, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and then just putting 4 hours a week for activism.
So your job started to really
go against my ethics.
Yeah.
With time, following other activists, I started realizing how much more we can do if we put in more time and work into activism. And it was around the second week of September that I decided to quit my job completely.
It's recent.
Yeah, just
not too long ago.
Yeah, 2.5 months ago, I think.
Fun employed.
Fun employed,
Yeah.
Definitely. Actually, it's exactly 2 months ago. So talked to my boss, we decided I'm gonna stop, and I went all in.
So it sounds like you have finally found the path that you wanted to be on.
Definitely.
Sort of similar to me. I was working in a job. I loved my job, but I wasn't feeling 100% comfortable about the things I was doing in my life. Like you, I felt like I could be doing more. And I know many of you probably agree that as an activist, you want to be fighting for the animals as much as possible, by still being able to maintain your own health and getting some sleep and stuff like that. But when you're going to a job for 8 hours a day and it's tiring you out, which is making your activism on the weekend not as effective and making you, not as effective activist, then you want to make some change. So I think that's really powerful.
Yeah, definitely.
Much respect. So while I'm here in Barcelona, we're actually doing something really cool. Well, I'm participating in part of it.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
So it's gonna be, I think around 9 or 10 days of full activism. Yesterday we did the Cube of Truth with you and Earthling Ed, and today we had the activism table at the vegan fair to promote activism for all the vegans.
That was great, I like that.
It went very good. We had
Yeah.
a lot of people sign up to do activism with us. And then from tomorrow on, we're having a Cube of Truth every single day until Friday.
Yes.
So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, him and I, we're gonna be on the street doing activism, raising awareness about veganism. And yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait to see how it's gonna go.
No, and I mean, if that's not enough, right after Friday, you're going to the UK, you're going to London to do even more activism.
Of course.
What are you doing on this activism trip?
Saturday morning, I leave to London. Saturday at noon, I'm doing the Cube of Truth with the London chapter.
So cool. You're gonna love that one.
It's always amazing in London. They don't stop.
Yeah.
I love the scene there. And on Sunday, I'll go to Oxford to do another Cube of Truth. And then on Monday after, I'm going to Bristol for the Animal Save. It's gonna be the 1-year anniversary of the Save movement in Bristol.
That's pretty cool.
So I'm really excited for that. So if you're in any of these cities, please let me know if there's anything going on. I already have a list prepared, but just contact me anyway and let's see what we can do together.
Something that I always get asked is about how someone can get active, how they can go from being a vegan to a vegan activist. What is some of your advice to someone out there who may be interested in becoming an active voice for the animals?
Alright, so the first thing I recommend everyone to do is to watch a lot of documentaries and have a lot of information about veganism.
Yeah.
You don't want to get stuck when someone asks you a question, because that's not going to help your activism. When people talk to you, they should leave thinking, this person gave me valuable information. So have all the information you need. If you want to practice, I really suggest watching the outreach videos of Earthling Ed, also Joey Carbstrong, James Aspey. These three have very good outreach videos. That's the second step.
Yeah. Education.
Education,
yeah,
of course.
Educate yourself.
Get used to the way people talk when they're doing outreach.
Mm-hmm.
And then one last thing that I think is very important is to have a network of activists that you're connected to. Add a lot of vegans in your social media. get to know the local activists in your city, in your town, wherever you live. Join the Facebook vegan pages they have there, or groups, and start asking around about who's doing activism. Check out the Save movement if there's any group in your city, or even the Earthlings experience. Just find other activists nearby and join them, because you need that push and motivation to go out there and work for the animals.
Once you've educated yourself, once you have that support system and you've tried some activism, if you try something and it doesn't work for you, maybe it's not your style, don't give up. Find what is. So I did a DXE protest my first time, and I wasn't comfortable doing it. Not that I don't love what they're doing, it just wasn't for me. It didn't drive me to be a bigger and better activist. And then, you know, I did a vigil, and I loved that, and that was a really powerful thing for me, but I wasn't communicating with someone. Then I found AV. And you don't have to be a street outreacher or someone communicating on the street. You can be a blogger sitting behind your computer writing amazing blog posts filled with content that's going to spread the message to the world. You can, if you're a musician, write a song. Anything that you can do, do it, and do it as best as you can. What is the craziest excuse or justification you have heard to why someone won't or can't go vegan? And if you have any crazy ones, leave those in the comments below too.
It's funny you asked that, because I think it's something that I had happening yesterday during shoot.
Really?
It was a woman who said that she has some friends who have the ability to communicate with animals.
Okay.
So they literally apparently talk to animals, and they wait for it, and the animals talk back with their emotions, alright? And she said that these friends of hers told her that the animals told them that they don't mind that much to be killed for food. I actually pointed out at the screens and I said, does that look like someone who doesn't mind when all these animals are trying to escape death?
Yeah.
And she said, maybe they do, but not as much as humans. I think that's the most ridiculous thing I've heard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I told her at the end of the day, the question is, as long as you can live without exploiting and killing other animals, why would you? That's what it comes to. Cheers.
I'm out of tea.
Me too, man. Come on!
Okay. So man, I've really appreciated this conversation.
Same here.
That was actually really cool. We've had a great time over the last couple days. Honestly, feels like I've known this guy forever. All of you probably understand when you hang out with people within the vegan community, they feel like family. So we have 5 or 6 more days left.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going yet as my next stop on the Compassion Tour, but I will let you know probably on my Instagram. So if you're not already following me, go do that at This Little Vegan on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. But most importantly, make sure to follow this guy on the socials, Seb.Alex on Instagram, YouTube. I'll put all that information below. He's doing some amazing things for the animals. Once again, I really appreciate all of you watching. I hope you enjoyed Tea with TLV. Going to be hopefully doing that in every country that I go to, just to bring together the vegan community and show the world that there are other amazing people doing wonderful things for the movement. Other than that, dude, bring it in, man. I was going for a hug. I love it, dude. This is going to be great. Thanks for watching. You are all amazing, and don't forget to choose compassion. Peace. Woo! Woo!